Because any company that is pushing...
We're Nottinghamshire Healthcare NHS Foundation Trust, we're NHS.
Yeah, I understand.
We're the immunisation team.
Well, that's fine, but that you're saying that you're a team, but somebody signed it, so I'd just like to know. For the... How many times have I asked you now? 4 times? What is the name of the person, please?
Do you need to speak to that person?
I'd very much like to speak to the person, and I'd like to know what his or her name is.
Okay, so the head of our service, her name is Helen Firth. I'm just trying to...
What is it again, sorry?
Helen Firth.
Helen?
Firth.
Firth?
Yes.
And she's the head of the...
She's the head of service, yeah.
Head of service. And where does she operate from? Is she at your place in Stapleford?
No, she doesn't. She's not based with us now.
Whereabouts is she?
She's based at various places. I don't understand the information that you need. I'm really struggling.
Yeah, I know, but it's not. You don't have to understand, really. To be fair, you know, I just want to know. If I, for instance, send a letter to you, and it is something as serious as a consent form, you know, and if I signed it and gave no title as to who I was, and nobody could read my signature, there'd be a problem, wouldn't there?
Say that again, sorry.
I said, if you received an official letter from someone, or a consent form, and I sent one to you for something, for whatever, and I put my signature on it, but I didn't give any description of who I was, any job title, there's a squiggle and that's it, wouldn't you want to know who it was? Just out of interest, wouldn't you want to know who it is who's sending this?
But you'd be filling your child's details in on the flip side of that. Anyway, what would you like me to do? Do you want me to take some details and get somebody to call you, or?
Well, not really. I'd do all my research. Has anybody there done any research on this nasal spray for the children? I was wondering.
We've been delivering it for several years now.
Yeah, I know, and you're getting a lot of problems with it. I understand what you've been delivering it, but what about the side effects? Because you don't really go into that at all on this. You say side effects are uncommon, and that's all you mention, side effects. There's nothing about people dying from this. Do you know what? Could you tell me? All right then. So anyway, could you tell me what's in the nasal spray, please?
Say again, sorry.
What is the ingredients in the nasal spray?
Right. So there is information. So you know at the bottom of the letter for further information.
Yeah.
It gives you a website.
Yeah, but I was asking you, do you know what's in it, seeing as though you kind of work for these people and you've been promoting this for the last 3 years? Do you know what's in the nasal spray?
Okay, so we have a different vaccine every year because what they have to do, they have to change the strains a bit to obviously meet the criteria of what flu strains they think are going to be around.
Yeah.
So we've not had that flu vaccination yet, so we don't actually know what the ingredients are at this time.
But it'd be pretty much the same as the last lot, I would suppose.
It might be the same, yeah. It might be the same. I mean, there is a website also that you can go on.
I did actually go on the CDC main website, and they were saying the CDC. There's. Sorry, what?
This line is not very good. Sorry, say that again.
I said I went on the CDC's official website, and they were saying any vaccinations for 2017 or 2018 shouldn't be used because they're going to be ineffective because of a different strain that they haven't been prepared for. So it sounds like you're going to be vaccinating a lot of children with stuff that even the CDC are saying that you shouldn't be using this year.
We don't know the vaccination yet. This is what I'm saying. We've not had that information.
What was in the prior vaccinations then, if you don't know this year? What was in the stuff last year?
I don't know without looking.
You know, if you're doing a job, and with the greatest of respect, and you're promoting something, wouldn't you really it'd be a good idea for you to actually learn what you're promoting?
I don't mean to be rude, but I'm not a nurse.
It doesn't matter, you've still got information at your fingertips if you want to look for it, and you are doing a job, and I know people say I'm just doing my job, but if you would look at the... Just one second, let me finish, I won't keep you any longer, let me just tell you one thing, that within these nasal sprays there are dead fetal cells, babies, dead babies, they have dead pig cells, gelatin, they're using GMOs, which are genetically modified organisms, they're using formaldehyde, which you use when you do taxidermy for stuffing dead animals, and you're saying that it's perfectly fine to be putting this up the noses of children, and I have a bit of a problem with that. This is the reason I'm calling you, and this is the reason I wanted to know who the head of your service was. So now, have you got a number for Helen Firth, please?
Say again, sorry.
Do you have a contact number for Helen Firth?
I don't at this point, no. Like I say, I can take some details and get somebody to give you a call.
Well, if you could get some details, and I'll give you a ring back in about an hour. And could I take your name, please?
Yeah, it's Andrea.
Hello,
and
Andrea.
I'm the project coordinator for the immunisation team.
Well, if you've got a quiet morning, Andrea, I suggest that you get online and have a little look at what's in this stuff.
We've got 78,000 children that we need to vaccinate. But
you don't need to vaccinate any of these children. You need to stop vaccinating these children. You nearly killed my granddaughter last year. She was one of the children that refused this vaccination. When all the other children were live with flu virus, my granddaughter nearly died because of the mutant strains you were using, and all the kids were very, very, very ill in her school. So you don't really, with the greatest respect again, Andrea, need to be vaccinating these children. You need to be doing your research and trying to understand what is going on here. Okay, I'll call you back in about an hour if that's all right with you.
It is, but I probably won't be able to give you any more information.
Well, no, you said you would get Helen Firth's number for me and where I can contact her. That's what you just said. So if you could do that, I'd appreciate it very much, and I will call you back in an hour. So it'll be about 12:45, sorry. All right?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye.
So, I started recording after about 3 minutes of that lady talking, and she really didn't want to give me this lady's name. She's the head of services. She really, really didn't want me to give me that name. She knows nothing of what's in the vaccinations. All she knows is that they've got how many thousands of children to vaccinate this year? My God. Anyway, there's another little bit to this, so let's see what happens. Let's try and find out who this Helen Firth is. She's the head of services for Nottinghamshire Healthcare Child Immunisation Services. Let's try and find her, shall we? I shall return.